Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It feels so good to put makeup on, record a video, because it feels like ages, like the last time I have done this. Maybe it's just because the last week was so exhausting. Running after the cats, they're fine, both of them. They're just not sleeping here, they're sleeping in the living room. But just for a little update, I will put some pictures and videos up here.
Saving face.
Hi. You're here right now because you've seen a clip of me.
Cassie?
Angry about what I said in that clip. What I said
Hello.
was tone deaf, insensitive, and stupid. The clip that you saw does not represent my truth.
How is that possible? Because all of these videos are stretched out to exactly 10 minutes long, all of these shots can't be condensed because then they wouldn't be long enough. So you have shots like this where he's like, shh, don't say anything, thumbs up, and pointing, look.
What do you say? They're just so incredibly cute. And since you won't see them here probably during the video, I thought I have to make up for it and show you a little bit of them. So the last week fell down a rabbit hole and I watched a lot of Megalodon documentaries and facts and read articles because, as you know, I love sharks. I have one tattooed here, and I found a YouTube channel with over 1 million subscribers called Factopedia, where you would innocently assume that they just talk about facts. Well, let me tell you one thing, that's not the case. Not at all. I watched, I think, the first 3 or 4 minutes of that video, and I thought that might make a great reaction video to maybe debunk a little bit of it, to test my knowledge about Megalodon, and to maybe see that some of these facts channels are actually fiction channels. And this one is wrong. And I thought, let's do a reaction video paired with a debunking video and just have a little bit of fun, do something different, not always conspiracy theories, although that probably is a conspiracy theory because the video we're watching is called 15 Reasons the Megalodon Shark May Still Exist. And I can tell you one thing, without knowing all of the reasons, they're wrong.
Let's cut right to the chase. Lots of people want Megalodon to still be out there, but are they? As time goes by, more and more people find evidence that seems to suggest these king-size sharks might not be as dead as we thought they are. Of course, there's every chance these so-called clues are nothing but hoaxes, and the believers nothing but fools. But let's take a look anyway, just in case. Here are the reasons that Megalodon may still exist. Like this video, smash the subscribe button, and click the notification
I'm sorry,
bell right
but
now,
no.
or Slenderman will come for you under your bed when you sleep.
It's a nice way to get subscribers, just threatening everyone. Okay, click subscribe. Do it. Do I have 1 million subscribers now? Maybe it works. We'll see when this video goes live.
Number 15. Video evidence. As the old saying goes, seeing is believing. In 2019, a video posted on YouTube came with the hope that everybody would believe what they saw. A giant shark leaping out of the ocean to grab something in its jaws. But there's a catch. While the shark initially looks like a typical great white, there's something different. It's far, far too big to be considered a normal or ordinary great white. While great whites can ultimately...
How do you know how big that shark is? There's nothing in the background to kind of compare to. What is the scale? This here means nothing. For all we know, that shark could be this tiny or as big as a megalodon, because there's nothing to compare it to, right?
We can conclude that this may very well be Jason Statham's old friend.
What kind of conclusion? You can't conclude from a video you have nothing to compare the size to that this might very well be Megalodon. What kind of conclusion are you drawing? I don't get it. I don't get it.
Now it's time for the odd topic. This photo, from Brazil, seems to show the surface corpse of a dead shark. That much is clear.
Crazy. Seems like this picture from Brazil is from Mythbusters. And I'm a huge fan of Mythbusters because it was my dream job to build scientific stuff or to build experiments and then let them explode. Just vanish everything away. Awesome. Just go on Google. You could make a screenshot and reverse search it. Sharkzilla reveal. Sharkzilla reveal. Ow! How can you think this is real? When you go to their video back, look at this. You can see the folds up here. You can see that is not a shark. Look how you can see the reflections of the plastic. What kind of fact page is that? That they don't even bother to reverse search a picture? Or maybe they just made that up because they assumed the people will be so dumb, and apparently 84,000 people were that dumb. That's sad.
But what's baffling is the sheer size of the thing. The shark's body is said to have been found by a marine biologist who was exploring nearby when he saw it floating in the far distance. Quickly as he could, he assembled a team and had the body dragged to the beach. Given the size of it, surely it's a megalodon, right? What do you think? The coelacanth. It may sound like something from a science fiction story, but the coelacanth is living proof that extinction is not necessarily the end. It was long believed that the coelacanth, a small fish that lives far beneath the surface of the ocean, had been extinct for over 65 million years. But in 1938, scientists found a living specimen of
extinction is the end. People just thought that fish was extinct, but it wasn't. And as he said himself, that I forgot the name already, was a tiny fish, not a huge shark.
Even science gets it wrong sometimes. The rediscovery of this long missing species has led many to suspect that the megalodon has befallen a similar fate, hiding deep below the ocean, far from the eyes of curious humans.
Deep below the ocean. How deep? Because when a shark, or most sharks are living on more shallow water, they're more on the surface than on the grounds of the ocean. Because a megalodon, that huge animal, would have had such a high surface area where the water would press against. That's why on the Mariana Trench, I think is it called in English, you would find more tinier fish and animals living there, because there is so much pressure from the water above that those animals have to adjust to. And a shark, especially that size, but just sharks in general, you cannot live down there inside all of that pressure and then every once in a while float to the surface and then go down again. When you're adjusted to so much pressure, that is why scientists cannot just pick up new species that they found on the ground of the Mariana Trench, because they couldn't survive even just swimming to the surface, because without the pressure from the outside, they could almost burst, just like we would be crushed when we go down there without protection and submarine and stuff. Where do people get the idea that that huge animal could have just leaving the surface or the more shallow water and go down there and just live there? That's why huge animals get extinct more easily, because they cannot adjust as well, right?
But scientists have largely dismissed this theory, noting that the megalodon preferred shallow, warm water and was particularly fond of prowling the coasts. They claim that it's highly unlikely for the megalodon to adapt so drastically to a whole new life in the cold depths of the wide open ocean. But while scientists claim that the possibility of the Meg's survival is less than 1%, the rediscovery of the coelacanth means that there is now a precedent for the rediscovery of species long thought to be extinct. 13. The unexplored ocean. Only 15% of Earth's oceans have been explored, meaning
only 15% of Earth's ocean have been explored by humans going there and looking at it themselves. We have satellites that are using various different ways to explore and to kind of scan the whole Earth.
that there's an incredible 85% completely untouched. As technology develops, it's becoming easier and more accessible for scientists and marine biologists to explore these once unreachable worlds. Number 12. Megalodon teeth. If you ever wondered why there are so many cheap shark tooth necklaces on sale at pretty much every clothing store, then here's an answer just for you. It turns out that shark teeth are not only manufactured to help hipsters and beach dwellers feel more in tune with nature, but there's also just a lot of them on the ocean floor. Sharks lose a set of teeth every 1 to 2 weeks, depending on what they've been eating, and they're able to produce new ones throughout their entire life.
They don't lose their teeth all at once. It's a little bit misleading, probably it's just not expressed very well. But as I know, these rows in their bones grow every day a little bit further outward, and when they're outwards they fall out, but then the next row is in front. But it's true, every week or so they lose teeth. They have 300 and just some of them fall out on a weekly basis. And yeah, we have so many shark teeth because of that, and also because sharks live besides us on Earth. There are many sharks that lose teeth every day.
It's no real surprise that almost every megalodon fossil recovered is a tooth. In fact, megalodon quite literally translates to big tooth. But the question remains, how is it that so many teeth are being discovered if the meg is genuinely extinct? Scientists believe that the reason is logical. Sharks' teeth are one of a handful of bones in their entire skeleton. It makes complete sense that such material would remain intact and fossilized over thousands or even millions of years. Still, it also suggests that there could in theory be a whole new group of megalodons eating well in the depths of the ocean.
That would mean you would find every now and then a tooth that hasn't been fossilized. But all of these teeth we found, all of them were fossils. So, why do you think, just because you found so many fossils, that would mean that these animals live today? It doesn't make any sense.
Number 11. The whale tail. No, we're not talking about underwear here, but an actual whale's tail. In January 2009, a Hawaii resident out at sea happened to catch sight of something strange on the beach. A dead whale had washed up, with its entire back end missing. Closer inspection revealed that the whale seemed to have had its tail bitten clean off, leaving its guts and entrails pouring out onto the sand. In the footage, it's clear that the injury suffered by the whale is something far more severe than a typical shark.
When the guts spilled out on the beach, maybe, just maybe, there were, for example, humans that cut that thing away, right? When a huge shark out in the ocean would have bit off the tail, why would the whale end up on the ocean and there the guts would spill out? Right? It doesn't make any sense, because when this would happen out in the ocean, the guts would fall out of the body in the ocean and not on the beach.
Inflict. The severing of the tail is clean and looks to have been done in a single bite, something that
He just showed. Let me go back a little. Look at those teeth. How could a shark, oh, great white, megalodon, whatever, how could a shark bite into something and leave a clean cut? Their teeth are not made to just go in and bite a piece out of anything. Their teeth or their jaws are not made to cut out clean bites like when humans eat an apple. We have closed rows.
For the more skeptical among us, it's worth noting that megalodons were well-known carnivores who regularly feasted on dolphins, whales, and even other sharks. Couple that with our knowledge that megalodons prefer coastal waters, as well as the sheer size of their...
So, megalodons prefer coastal waters, but also, prior, he said they live on the bottom of the ocean where no human can see them. Make it make sense.
Number 9. The Coast Guard sighting. As the home of alligators and other water-dwelling predators, it may be unsurprising that Florida was singled out as the location of a Meg sighting. In 2012, the Florida Coast Guard was sent on a mission to recover a group of people from a capsized boat. During their efforts to rescue those at sea, a high-speed camera capturing the rescue in action picked up what may be footage of the Meg. Close inspection of the footage shows a dark striking shadow that passes by the boat and survivors themselves under the water. While the survivors may not have noticed, it's hard to miss from this footage. The shadow is extremely long, much longer than any other shark we've ever seen. Marine biologists have claimed that the shark in the video is a whale shark, noted for its ability to grow as long as 18 meters and fondness for open tropical waters. Of course, this is a perfectly valid explanation, but is irrelevant to the video in question, which was filmed in neither tropical nor open water.
That footage, I'm sorry, that was just a shadow. That could have been a whale, a shark whale, anything else basically. You couldn't tell. And he said himself, it's a perfectly valid explanation, but it has nothing to do with the video. What? How can you claim to be a factual YouTube channel and put out this dump of a video?
8. Mariana Trench. Known as the deepest trench in the world, the Mariana Trench is the
Called it.
ultimate hiding place for underwater creatures who don't want to be bothered by the human world. Hidden away in the Pacific Ocean, the farthest known depth in the trench is around 36,000. Scientists have discovered that there's vibrant life within this depth, as creatures from xenophyophores to tiny microbial life forms thrive in this unexplored ecosystem. But there is one creature who is, as of yet, unaccounted for: the megalodon. If the Meg really is hiding deep underwater, having adapted to the whole new climate and depth that comes with it, there would be nowhere better to hide than the Mariana.
Okay, I think I explained a little bit about the Mariana Trench and why it's unlikely for the Meg to be there, aside from why and how. So dumb.
The trench, tucked far away from human fish. It's the Hamptons or the Beverly Hills of the ocean. But perhaps most importantly for a predator like the Meg, the trench. Number 7. The Japanese species. When you're searching for a prehistoric animal, it can sometimes help to try and bait it out of extinction. Okay, you know what I mean. A group of Japanese researchers exploring the Mariana Trench had this exact idea, hoping to discover what kind of sharks were thriving deep inside the trench. Lining a bait cage with meat and an attached camera, they began to lower the cage until something came to feed. Of course, the creature feeding on their bait was no ordinary fish, but a long, massive beast of a shark that soon vanished deep into the trench. Of course, marine biologists initially dismissed the footage as insufficient proof of the megalodon, suggesting instead that it's a run-of-the-mill Pacific sleeper shark, often found in the Pacific Ocean. That didn't really go down well with shark aficionados, who pointed out that the Pacific sleeper shark only grows to 20 feet, while this shark looks to be far, far longer.
This footage, I'm sorry, when scientists working on all of this are not sure what it is, it's not the logical conclusion that it must be the Meg. It's like those people when they see a UFO, an unidentified flying object, and they always say, it's aliens. Then it's not an unidentified object anymore when you say it's aliens. Unidentified means you don't know. I know. Mind-blowing.
Beach shark. Vacations often conjure up fond memories of hot sand, warm sun, unidentified bodies of beach sharks. Whoa, wait. Well, maybe the last one doesn't happen too often, but it happened to one group of unsuspecting tourists. While vacationing in Mexico, a group of tourists were stunned to discover that a massive 40-foot-long unidentified species of shark had washed up on the shore near their resort. Of course, in true vacation style, the tourists immediately ran toward the beached animal and began taking photos and videos to remember their vacation time forever.
Okay, so this thing might be 40 foot, which is around 12 meters. I'm sorry, but you cannot tell me that you can, without a shadow of a doubt, say this is 12 meters. And especially not after all of these reasons in this video. I call bull 100%.
Number 5. The Indonesian sighting. It seems that anytime you board a boat, there's a possible chance of a megalodon sighting. Case in point, a man sailing off the coast of Indonesia happened to catch sight of a shark passing by his boat. But of course, was this really just another shark passing by, or was this perhaps one of these rare sightings? While the shark kept its distance and stayed beneath the surface, the cameraman was able to zoom in just enough to truly capture an idea of its massive...
Oh my god! Watching a stupid video about a shark under the surface. Yeah, come on. And I have a little land shark on my legs. You scared me. Did you sleep well, baby? Say hi to the people and say thank you to all of the people who donated to the GoFundMe. Thank you so much, by the way. I wanted to say that in the outro, but I figured now is a good time. Wanna watch the video? Let's end this misery.
Idea of its massive size. In the footage, the dorsal fin alone appears to be around 5 feet tall. For those of you that aren't great with envisioning heights or measurements, that's about the size of Danny DeVito wearing a bowler hat. You're welcome.
Again, there's nothing around it to determine how big is it.
Number 4. Google Earth. More than just a blatant invasion of privacy, Google Earth is a conspiracy theorist toolbox. Google Earth has been used to find Atlantis.
At least they know that they're conspiracy theorists.
To try and infiltrate Area 51, and has now even been used to track the Meg, and it may well have worked. Somehow, someone browsing on Google Earth discovered a captured aerial image of a shark off the coast of Iraq, and the discovery isn't entirely out of the realm of possibility. Bearing in mind that the Google Earth cameras are taken from very high in the air, any animals that it captures with such clarity must be huge. How often do you see pugs or poodles or hamsters? Exactly. To see a shark with such clarity from such a height means that this creature is likely around 70 feet in length. That is a very big shark. But there's something else that points to this being a strong possible sighting.
Show the picture!
Everything we know about the Meg. We know from historical research that the Meg on Av. Feel free to explain this one in the comments below. This may be as close as we get to definite proof, or it could be.
Where? Where is the shark in this? Where is there a shark? The whole thing? Nothing in here looks like a shark. Are you seeing it? Please let me know in the comments if you're seeing a shark in this, because I don't.
Be a big shark. Number 3. The HMS Challenger. Sure, the HMS Challenger has been out of service since the late 1800s, but that's also what they say about the Meg. The HMS Challenger was a Royal Navy ship typically used for marine expeditions back in the 1800s, and that is precisely where the Meg comes in. In 1875, the HMS Challenger discovered a pair of megalodon teeth while dredging the Tahiti seabed as part of an expedition. These teeth have been the subject of intense debate, with experts dating them anywhere between 10,000 and 25,000 years old. That, of course, is a very long time, but it doesn't line up with the generally agreed extinction date of the Meg. According to scientists, the megalodon went extinct around 1.5 million years ago. So if the Meg, which may I remind you loses teeth every 2 weeks, is extinct, how exactly did it leave behind a tooth several 100,000 years after the date it disappeared? Of course, there's no real answer to that, and scientists continue to dispute the claims. But if the
I will Google it after the video. I will tell you here somewhere if I have found something.
Number 2. Cartilage. Many skeptics claim that if the megalodon were truly alive, some of its remains would have been recovered from the ocean floor. Of course, this is almost impossible to achieve. The biology of sharks is significantly different than that of mammals, in that they lack what we consider to be a skeleton. A shark's body is made up almost entirely of cartilage. So without more conclusive proof of dead megalodons, it's hard to prove definitely that the creature is extinct. Number 1. Diving.
So you can only prove something is extinct by showing you many dead bodies. What? That is the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Okay, that's a lie, but it's up there in the top 100 or something. The thing is, when something is extinct for millions of years, then you don't have any dead bodies. You only have fossils, which we have from the megalodon. I don't know why I get so angry. I really don't know. I probably should record more so I can leave or let this out 2 times a week and not only 1. But that's so dumb. So, there's a big shark. I don't want to believe it's a great white shark, so therefore it must be the megalodon or something completely new. And you know what? No scientist is intelligent enough to see my reasoning behind all of this, so I have a stupid YouTube channel and make up shit because all of the scientists are dumb, apparently. I tell you, it sounds just like flat earthers. I'm sorry if I'm a little bit over the top and maybe too petty in this video, but I get kind of offended by it. Because when you have the name Factopedia, oh my god, then you imply you have researched what you're putting out there. It's not like, I don't know, Sleeping Warrior, where everyone who has half a brain would stumble upon the channel and knows, okay, it's bullshit. But those people act like they're researching and they're just repeating what some scientists have said. They're implying that their information is valid, and that's so dumb. Please let me know, what did you think of their 15 reasons? I will probably show a little less, and let me know in the comments which one you find the most ridiculous. I am really curious because they're also dumb. I just wanted to thank you so much for your support, for the subscribing and stuff, for the comments, and for your donations and help with Cassiopeia's GoFundMe. We have a lot of money there and it helps so much. Thank you, each and every one of you, and I will see you next week in the next one. Bye!